On the woodpecker today, my father made me a beautiful lamp.
I finished my last episode with a big chunk of wood and a frame for the shade. I'm now going to finish Chantal's Christmas gift. I begin by sanding the bottom of the lamp. Next, by laying it upside down on my joiner, I can laser carve my signature on the bottom of the lamp. Without my laser, I wouldn't have been able to put my logo on her lamp. But it's not done. I still need to turn it. In fact, I find this is the easiest part of this gift. I remove the wood. That just screams, "Remove me!" Not too complicated, and not too long. I could have turned half a dozen easily in the same day, but I only turned one. When I'm done, I sand it, beginning with the sander and a super soft interface pad. Next, I go through my usual grit up to 400. Then the sanding paste. This will make the surface super smooth. I spread the coat everywhere, start the lathe, and polish the lamp. When I'm done, I wipe a finish on it. Just like the polishing paste, I spread it by hand and start the lathe to apply it. This gives a super shiny finish. I also wipe a paste finish on the shade. In fact, it's the same product as the one I use on the base, but in paste. I wipe this everywhere. Yes, everywhere, and leave that to dry all night. The next morning, since there's some wax in this finish, I'm able to polish the finish by rubbing it fast and hard. Okay, it's hard to see on the video, but you have to believe me. And now I'm finally ready for the shades pictures. René made a pre-selection of several pictures. In fact, I prepared 10. This is not too difficult. The picture is flipped horizontally, the colors are inverted, and I put it in black and white. Then it's time for the lithophanes. I've already prepared a generic pattern in Aspire. The picture on the left will have a green frame, and the right one, the red. But making the lithophanes is really easy. I create a 3D component by importing one of the picture I choose. Since it's too big, I scale it down and put it in place. Then, the only setting I change is that I want the cut depth not to exceed 2.25 millimeters. And I'm done. Here's the lithophane. This will be super cool. But I still need to create the G-code file. To do so, I select the photo, the left frame, open the finishing toolpath panel, select carving inside the selected vectors, don't carve 5 millimeters from the vectors, make the raster angle at 45 degrees, and calculate all this. When it will be done, this will look like this. But I also need to cut the outside of the picture. This is also quite simple. I select the outside vector, open the 2D profile toolpath, enter that I want to have a 3 millimeters cut with the same router bit as the carving, that I want to cut the outside of the vector, and also I want tabs around the cut. I put 8 and I'm done. I just need to calculate this. And this is the file I save for the CNC. Speaking of CNC, I need to go back inside the shop, stick a cutting board on the table, and start the carving. Okay, as always, this doesn't go as fast. It takes between 3.5 to 5.5 hours depending on the complexity of the picture. When the carving is done, the job is not really done. I need to clean the table. But the most important is actually the carving itself. It looks like crap. The first thing I do is remove most of what I can with a toothbrush. Cool. On top of it, this reminds me of some nice memories. But it's not done. I need to free the picture from the cutting board. To do so, my widest chisel is the right tool for the job. Now I can work on the exterior sides. I also use a knife to clean what the toothbrush didn't remove. I finish the cleaning with shampoo, water, and the toothbrush again. On top of making the picture cleaner, it removes some unwanted carving left over here and there. I do the same thing for the 8 pictures. But I still need to make something to hold the shade in place. So I drill a hole in the center of the top cross and tap the hole. With the drill press, the hole is straight, but I can't feel if I'm bottoming out. So I finish the thread by hand. Okay, now I'm ready to stick my carvings to the frame of the shade. The first thing to do is to stick some double stick tape everywhere where there will be a carving. Then it's time to stick them in place. This will be perfect. Only 6 other to stick. This is quite special. I finish all of it with René's help, and together we put some hot glue in each corner. Okay, I know I'm letting you believe that everything went smoothly. Yes, I really managed to carve 8 successful cutting boards. But for those 8, I had 7 rejects. But not all for the same reasons. On those 2, I had CNC problems. On this one, I forgot to reset the position. With those 2, the initial position was too deep and I cut through the cutting boards. And finally, the last 2, the double stick tape unstuck itself and the carving was ruined. But the red one would still have been good for the garbage because the router almost caught fire. But now at least I can recycle it into a maracas. Okay, enough with dumb jokes. I still need to finish this lamp. I begin by fishing the electrical wire through the holes and screw a small hollow threaded rod at the top. Then I can put in place the rest of the hardware. Hook up the socket. Screw the parts that holds the shade in place. And finally, screw the bulb. And here's my lamp. Okay, it's not really impressive in daylight, but at night, it's another story. I hope Chantal will like it. Let's go see her on Christmas Eve last year.
Oh, wow!
She loved it, and even more after turning the light on. This was my daughter's Christmas present last year. I hope I've inspired you to make your own lamp. The turn part is the easiest and fastest thing to do, but you can just buy an already made shade. So you only work on this a couple of hours instead of a whole week. And see you soon on the Woodpecker.